So I'm going to talk about a few unusual things that I've done. These are attending a fake autopsy, being part of a kind of stage search and rescue, being a RED, and being an oil slicker. So the fake autopsy was by an organisation called the Postmortem Live, and they kind of have a scenario, like, for example, like a death which is suspicious, and they talk about organizations which would be involved in like the investigation, kind of things you have to think about when you're looking at a suspicious death. What might you find in terms of what the organs are like? And they have a very good, like, basically body which is completely fake, and they have like fake organs and stuff, and they're like a practical element. My sister and I had to leave early, and there's a long story behind this. When we left, there was this lady outside. She was like, "Oh, I only came here because my mother really wanted to be here." So we're like, "Oh, that's really, it's really nice that she's kind of come to sort of support her mum's interest, but she just sort of found it too disturbing." And the second thing is the search and rescue exercise. So this was part of training for search and rescue in London, and we had to pretend that we had like various injuries. So I had a twisted ankle, someone got knocked over by a bike, another person got gored by a deer. So parks in London can be really dangerous. Anyway, I decided for this exercise that I was a French person, and they use Google Translate to communicate with me. And one of the things they asked is what my name was. And I was like, Rochelle. And they're like, well, Rochelle, you have a very English accent. So yeah, my character needed a little bit of work. And the other two things, so the Reds and the oil slickers, were both environmental protests. So these are kind of a form of street performance. So you go out and you kind of move in a certain way, but you're not allowed to speak to anyone. So if anyone says anything to you, you can't answer them. But they have people who come alongside us who can tell them what it's about. And I suppose red is in its name. You're dressed mostly, well, I suppose virtually in red from head to foot. And you kind of do like tableaus. And as an oil slicker, you do tableaus as well, but they're slightly different in that you move slightly differently, and you also have you kind of make noise, but with like I say, you make noise with kind of props as an oil slicker, but you don't make noise as a red. They're slightly different in their sort of execution, as it were. But they're very efficient at actually getting people curious and asking questions about what we're doing, and just sort of finding out more about environmental issues.